Who's Mr. Gore? Oh, yeah. Okay, for that subject. Okay. I thought he had something to do with our first subject, which is going to be us talking about Earth's potential second moon.
Oh.
Yep. Apparently we're getting a second moon.
So I saw something about that online. Night before last, I think. But I didn't, dive into it. The only thing I saw was all the comments. All of the, that's no moon.
Oh, Death Star. We're getting a Death Star?
Yeah.
Fucking A. It's about time.
Yeah. Or people talking about, Grand Theft Auto.
Wait, what?
I think it was Grand Theft Auto.
What can you do in Grand Theft Auto?
No, there was there was 2 moons.
Was there?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think it was Grand. Now you're making me feel stupid. I think it was
the game where you drive around, beat up hookers?
Yes.
It has 2 moons?
I believe so.
Okay.
Look it up.
Why? I got something. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, you can keep that.
No, I'm going to look it up because okay.
Do you not know how to open another tab?
I do, but I didn't want to mess up this one.
You won't if you open up another tab. If you just, let me show you how. If you just do this.
Don't look at my web history.
And then do this.
Oh, I know.
Then you can look up.
But I didn't want to do all that. See, now it got me in here. You know what? We should switch sides.
Why?
Because this is our 69th episode.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I was waiting to do that one, but we got into the moon thing a little bit too quick. But yeah, so apparently it's an asteroid.
Yeah.
That's I looked it up in Forbes, so I'm gonna give out some correct information.
Oh, okay.
Especially when it starts out with "Say hello to 2024's PT5," whatever the fuck that means. It's Earth's newest mini moon, expected to go into orbit of Earth for a couple of months from September 29th. From September 29th, 2024, PT5 is a near-Earth asteroid that's about to be captured by our planet for a short time before being released back into the solar system to orbit the sun. Yay for orbiting the sun. Yeah, so it's just it's temporary.
Oh no.
Will we be able to see it?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Well,
that's the only thing I didn't know. That's the
then?
only thing I didn't nobody ever confirmed whether we'd actually be able to see it or not.
Oh, can we see the mini moon? No. So who gives a fuck? Right. We're moving on.
Okay. Well, anyways, no, it wasn't Grand Theft Auto. It was Skyrim. I should have known that.
Oh.
Skyrim.
Oh, that's a big difference, huh?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know.
There's cars in one.
I don't play video games.
There's cars and cities.
I don't play video games. My bad.
Couldn't say hookers because there were hookers back then too. That's Earth's oldest profession.
Yes.
Always people looking to bang. Let's talk about this British artist guy that he was schizophrenic. See, I learned from last time.
You still said it weird.
I didn't say schizo.
Okay, thank you, but it's not frantic, it's phrenic.
Fuck you comes out the same way. Don't make fun of my fucked up whatever accent's going on. I don't even know that's...
No, that didn't have anything to do with an accent. That just has to do everything with your pronunciation of words.
I think it has something to do with an accent.
No.
I do.
No.
Well, anyway, his name was Richard Sumner.
Okay.
He was an artist with schizophrenia.
How old was Mr. Sumner?
I don't know. He looks like late 20s, early 30s. He's an artist, so he kind of looks fucking older than he is.
Okay.
Plus, he's schizophrenic. They age a little bit. They live tougher lives.
Stop.
They live tougher lives.
You don't have any experience.
I'm just saying it's, a lot easier for me to live than somebody with schizophrenia.
What happened to Mr. Sumner?
He entered a remote area of the... Oh, God, I can't pronounce this. It's freaking all in Scottish. Wales. And it's the same place.
Oh, yeah, I can't say that either.
It's Clocae Nog Forest in Devonshire, Wales. Anyway, what he did was he handcuffed himself to a tree and then threw the keys out of reach. His skeleton was found 3 years later with indications suggesting he may have regretted his decision. I don't mean to laugh, but also, fuck. Can you imagine? He probably like developed the cure for schizophrenia and then was like, fuck, everyone's left me. Everyone's left me. I've got the cure, and then he dies. It's like, what about Bob when he brings him out in the forest with the dynamite?
I don't remember that movie.
It's a fantastic
movie.
movie. I saw it in the theaters with my grandparents before they died.
That was interesting.
In Chicago.
Grandchild too.
Yeah, what about, it was Bill Murray. We were from south side of Chicago.
But
same place. They probably knew his family.
Not necessarily
They
child
didn't.
appropriate.
It's a great, yes it is. There's a kid in the movie.
I know. There's also a daughter that he like fucks with.
Baby Steps. Baby Steps. That is a child's movie. It's a
It is
PG.
not.
What about Bob?
It is not.
It is definitely a child's movie.
It is not.
What? Why do you think? What do you think it's about? Like mental illness?
Well, yes, it is.
I mean, it can be, but it's funny back then. In the 90s, we could say things and
very early 90s.
yeah, and it wasn't really like bad mental illness. He just had OCD
No.
and a slew of other things,
Yes.
but anxiety was one. But the best part was when Richard Dreyfuss goes when
Okay, I don't want to talk
hold
about
on,
what
I want to bring it up
Okay.
because they're jumping on the bed and they're yelling out like because if they hit Bob's philosophy is if I have to act like I have it, then I don't have it. So they act like what is it when you spit out words? Yeah. And so they're yelling and jumping on the bed, and Richard Dreyfuss comes in. And he's like, "Oh, I wanted some peace and quiet." And Bob's like, "I'll be quiet." And the little kid goes, "I'll be peace." And they start laughing. That was hilarious as a kid, and that is a kid's movie.
It's not a kid's movie, but I'm
He
glad
was
you have
sailing.
good memories of it.
But yeah, so
So-
Richard Sumner, he was schizophrenic. I wonder what kind of artist. There are many different, like, was he a musician? Or do they say artist when they mean, like, sculptor or painter? Why don't they
No,
just say that
artist
then?
Artist can be any kind of artist.
Right? But, I mean, if he wrote music or whatever, they would say musician.
Not necessarily, because if you're just a writer, you're not a musician.
Okay. All right. So, I mean,
But they could have said writer.
Right, if
that's
you
what-
were-
like, no, he was.
if you're a
probably,
guitarist,
he
if you're,
probably painted
Yeah.
something.
I'm just saying, like, they could say painter. They could say sculptor. They could
Painter
go
is different. Painter paints houses, rooms. An artist
British.
creates
painter.
paintings. Not.
When did that change?
It's always been that way. You just
No, because when you talk about like old painters like Rembrandt, like he was a painter.
No, he wasn't. He was an artist. Well, what kind of artist? He painted. He wasn't a painter. A painter
I'm
is
gonna
somebody
look
who works for Sherwin-Williams.
I'm
and
gonna
paints
look up
houses.
as soon as I figure out these little tad things you found. I'm gonna look up definition of painter.
Okay. Anyways, so
Shit.
schizophrenic. Went to the woods.
Threw the keys away.
Handcuffed himself.
I'll read it. A
Why,
painter.
why can we not finish the subject?
A painter is an artist who paints pictures. Number 2 is a person who paints buildings, walls, ceilings.
Okay. Well, I think now.
Yeah, that's what I said, like back in the day. But yeah, so
Anyways.
we'll go back onto it. He's
Okay.
He's having problems.
schizophrenic. He's obviously not medicated.
the voices are saying, let's go handcuff ourselves to a tree.
Or maybe he was just hoping that if he was out there and he did that, they would quiet.
What kind of tree, though? Like, mine would be such a small tree because my arms cannot get behind my back. I could probably just stand up
Okay,
and
so the
walk
picture
away.
has him with his hands cuffed.
I don't think that's him.
But, that
This is
looks
3 years. Does that look like 3 years later?
Oh no!
Yeah, that would have been. It would have been picked apart by animals and shit.
But they
too.
would have.
This one, they were still skin and flesh and. Yeah, I think that's just drawn.
Like a recreation?
Yeah.
But if that's how they found him with his hands like this, how did he throw the keys out of reach?
throw them
And
backwards.
How did he handcuff himself? I mean, I guess
You can do it.
Put it on this arm, put it around.
Yeah.
And then use this hand to.
As long as you could, like, I can't even do that because I can't put my arms behind. I could never be.
He doesn't look like he has a lot of muscle tone that would be tight to prevent him from doing that.
No.
But
that'd be irritating on my back. On the tree.
So.
Oh, that sucks. You get ants and shit biting you?
That's
Fuck
very
that.
sad.
Yeah.
But also medication works wonders. If we could get people to stay on medications for these illnesses, that would be great. So there's a resident at work who's schizophrenic. She hears voices.
Yeah.
So she's not very steady on her feet, but she can still walk. So she will.
Does she have a walker or assistance?
No, she just walks.
Okay.
But she will, middle of the night in a nursing home, generally you hope that it's quiet, that people are sleeping. Sometimes that happens. But when that happens and this specific resident gets up, you may not hear her walking because she's she doesn't step hard. She's not a big person.
She doesn't float.
She's tall. No, she doesn't float.
Okay.
But she's tall, but she's thin. So she doesn't walk heavy, so you don't necessarily hear it. But all of a sudden you'll hear whispers.
You're giving me chills,
right.
hon.
So she whispers to the voices. So when I tell you, I just said this last night.
Honey,
I wish there were ways that I could record just to show you some of the things that happen.
Yeah.
Because when I tell you, I can't, obviously. Yeah. But when I tell you that it's a horror movie, it is literally a horror movie sometimes.
I'm picturing dark hallways with very dim lit, old yellow light bulbs with dirty casing. Yeah.
Well, they're not dirty.
Well, I'm just saying this is what I'm picturing in my head. So you're only getting shadows.
Yeah, you get a little bit of light. And you see out of the corner of your eye.
It's old tile.
It is old tile.
Oh, there's a smell to it.
Well, obviously it's a nursing home.
Yeah, I know, but I'm picturing this. I'm living in that scary ass moment that you're talking about.
So one of my coworkers who I'm friends with, I will help her with some people because some people are combative and can be a handful. And that is one specific room that I usually help her with. So that lady will start talking. And she'll, hey, how you doing? And then start whispering. And so I'll talk back to all the voices, have conversations with all the voices, and this coworker gets so mad at me.
Why?
She's like, would you quit talking to all them? I don't need all those voices in here. She's like,
that would keep me up like shit. As long as they weren't violent, I'd be like, I'm going to have a conversation with each one of these people for 30 minutes.
Fun because they obviously don't bother her. They don't aggravate her.
Right.
She's just talking to all of them.
It's not the type of schizophrenia where they're violent.
It's the same type.
Well, I'm saying
for her, I don't know the correct. Yeah. I guess she forgets to be upset about it. I don't know. Oh. Because she's not upset about it.
So you just never. That's cool because then you've got friends all the time. You're just hanging out with your buddies.
She's never angry ever. She's not all there, but she's never angry.
Oh, I don't know if I should say this, but I want that kind if it happens to me. Shit.
But so no, this coworker is like, I'm gonna have to bring blessed oil. I have to fix this room. She really hates it when I encourage the voices, but I think it's fun.
I would see which one likes to pull pranks and shit. And
yeah, you can't. She has dementia. You can't get that far into it. You can't have a real conversation.
Well, no, at the moment, you're you want to do something fun? And then, scare the shit out of your coworkers. You can't do that? I would have... It's called hanging out with your patients. But...
No. But anyways, so... Yeah, I don't know. I have experience with some younger schizophrenic patients from the old job.
Mm-hmm.
They're not nearly as much fun.
It doesn't sound like
So
it. This lady sounds like a
typically-
blast.
Yeah, she is. But typically, so it's diagnosed between like 18 and 25. And I think because of the diagnosis, the illness itself, and probably age and hormones,
Mm-hmm.
they're just much more aggressive, much more violent when they're younger.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So I think he was probably just like, I need to go somewhere quiet. I want these voices to quiet. Or if he,
Oh, I bet they
if
quieted
he had,
him.
if he had auditory hallucinations, sometimes people have visual. So I don't know. Some people see things, some people hear things, some people have both. It just depends on what kind he had. I don't know. But
Yeah.
that's really sad for him because there's
Right.
other ways.
The fact that it took 3 years,
3 years
too,
for somebody to find him,
that sucks.
right? Either he went really deep into
Yeah.
some woods and didn't tell anybody where he was going, or
Like,
or nobody was
I'm sure he told somebody, but they were all in his head.
right, or nobody was
Yeah.
looking.
He's like, fucking told you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. And then he realizes, it was
Well, I
me.
mean, he may not.
Damn.
Well, he realized eventually because
Yeah.
it said there was evidence he regretted his decision, but
Everyone left him.
that sucks.
Did you know that there's a poisonous bird?
You know what? I wonder if any of his paintings are around. They're probably worth something. You know, buy
That's
one of his
kinda dark.
paintings. Okay.
I don't know.
My bad.
We'll look it up. Cool. Let's see if this guy painted anything.
Right?
And then put out the story and build them up and then
Right.
sell it.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Well, I mean, I wasn't thinking like that. I just maybe
I
we could
would.
hang a piece of art on the wall for, in memory. My bad. Well,
Hey, you
what
know what
art
else?
is it?
Maybe John Wayne Gacy's stuff is still available for
That's
sale.
not the same. He didn't murder people.
He murdered himself.
Okay, well,
And in the eyes of God.
oh,
Before we get into that, let's talk about poisonous birds.
What?
God made one. It was the first one to be recorded, and it was called the hooded, do you want to give that one a shot? Pitohui? It sounds Hawaiian. It's tropical.
Pitahui?
There we go. Oh, we'll take that. With its feathers, skin, and tissues having a dangerous neurotoxin called batrachoctanden. Oh,
Stop, stop. I can't think when you're making all that fucking noise. Batrachotoxin.
Jesus. Okay.
Batrachotoxin.
Yep, good. In high enough doses, such toxins can lead to paralysis and death. The only other animal known to have the same poison is the dart frog. The
Okay.
Dodge dart frog.
Those were cute cars, but they were pieces of shit.
They brought him back.
I know. The newer ones, they were cute, but they were pieces of shit.
Yes.
Everybody I ever saw driving one, they broke down all the time.
Yep.
Anyways,
Kinda
okay,
burp.
so this is a poisonous
Yeah,
bird.
poisonous bird. It looks like a Baltimore Oriole.
Kind of does.
You can see that.
I
You
can't
can't,
see that.
but it looks like a
So that's
Baltimore. I can't say
Really,
it.
no, stop.
I was saying it like a Baltimorean. They have a weird accent up there. It's weird. Have you heard them? We should go watch The Wire again.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
I'm the one with ADHD.
Okay.
You're like all over the place
I'm having
today.
fun.
Okay,
The bird.
so yeah, so a poison. That's really actually scary.
It's adapting,
Like really scary.
especially
Like,
if
do
it's,
you have to obviously you'd have to touch it. So maybe it's not as, I mean, they're not gonna, birds don't like
what we were showing
fly down and
before.
land on you. So,
You mentioned how is this person holding it?
right. That was my question. I
Well-
mean, I guess it depends on how toxic.
It has to penetrate the skin, right? Or is it? Does neurotoxin just? Does that mean it
gets
can be
into your-
absorbed through
That's
it?
what I was,
I
through your
don't-
skin. But neurotoxin just means that specific poison affects your brain and your nerves. So like venomous snakes, some of them
Okay.
have some of them are neurotoxic, some of them are hemotoxic. So they affect your blood. Like rattlesnakes affect your blood,
Or it's nerve.
or neurotoxins affect your nerves, and
Yeah.
like they
I did.
paralyze you.
Sea burn stuff for a while in the army. So
Oh yeah, you know.
yeah. But okay, it says in high enough doses, so I'm guessing maybe just by holding it, if
unless you're sensitive to it, then
right, like irritable,
like
like
somebody
I am
who's
the
allergic
cats.
to bees.
Yeah, like
That might
Macaulay
be.
Culkin. He needs his glasses.
Oh, why would you do that? Oh, that was the worst part of that movie.
It was.
You just broke my heart all over again.
I'm sorry, babe. I love you so much. I'll give you a back rub later. I know. You're almost making me tear up.
I know. Damn, I didn't know it was going to do that to me. Oh, okay.
I should be an actor. I could be, what's her name? She's good in Veep now.
Yeah, she was funny.
The dart frog, the poisonous bird that looks like the Baltimore Oriole.
Yes. So I don't know what's scarier, a poisonous frog or a poisonous bird. What would you
Bird.
be more scared of? Bird? Why?
Yeah, because it can fly and then could dive down. And I go on walks.
Okay, but birds don't touch you. They stay away from you.
Frogs go.
Okay, no. Have you seen those little
I can run
poisonous
away
dart
from a
frogs?
frog.
No, those little poisonous dart frogs jump really fast and really far.
Okay,
Those
but
are
I
scary.
still think I stand a better chance of getting away from.
Maybe the birds are less scary to me because they have feathers. Like things without...
Those are part of the poisonous.
I know, but things without hair and feathers are scarier. And don't disagree.
I don't, because I hate fucking snakes and yeah, but I just think I stand a better chance at killing them than I do a bird of flight. A poisonous bird of flight. I am so sorry. You fogged up your glasses.
It really got me. Fuck.
Oh, I'll give you a hug.
No. I don't know. I'd be more scared of the frog, but interesting.
Yeah.
I hope no other birds develop that.
They're going to. They're going to have to stay alive. There's one. They follow. That's what happens.
Okay, that species of bird is like that. I haven't heard of any other frog
In like
other than the
3.5
frog.
In 3.5 more million years, this thing is going to
okay, well, I
combine
don't
with
care.
another bird.
That's
Yeah, we won't care about it. And it'll be like 12 times the size.
Back
It will
to
be
dinosaurs.
bait. Yeah. We'll be
Poisonous
bait.
dinosaurs.
Yeah. That's how it's going to work. Some of them may have been poisonous. We don't know.
True. Okay. Well, that's okay.
Yep.
Because we were like then.
Let's talk about a good man.
Oh.
When he wasn't killing all that. He was doing it in the movies, and he was killing people in the movies. The reason Roger Moore stopped being James Bond was because of how much older he was than his female co-stars. He was in his... I can't fucking... He was in his 50s, and they were in his 20s. Why am I having trouble? Sorry. You're messing me up. He was in his 50s and they were in his 20s. In his own words, and it says, quote here, "Well, the leading ladies were young enough to be my granddaughter and it becomes disgusting." End quote. I see that definitely.
I applaud him.
He's no Leo DiCaprio.
So he's what, going on 50, right?
Who, Leo?
Leo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like my age, a little bit older.
He's a little bit older. That's
I
what I'm
remember-
saying. So he's
yeah.
good. Yeah. So,
Susan took me to see What's Eating Gilbert Grape
Yeah.
because she had the hots for Johnny Depp back in the day.
Yeah.
And so I had to go watch
Wake up.
Match in the Gas Can. Boom, boom.
Anyways, okay, so yay for Roger Moore.
Yep. Good
'Cause,
job.
Yeah, that's like,
He wasn't that good.
He
of
wasn't.
I mean, he was a good
he was.
007. He's arguably, but that's Hollywood, babe. That's Hollywood.
Okay. That's part of the fucking problem.
No, I'm saying it as that's how Hollywood works. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying
Okay. But good for him for saying, I'm not going to be a part of this.
yeah.
Because no other Bond
It's
since
gross.
has said that.
Yeah, how old was Pierce Brosnan when he was?
I don't know.
But I think they started
I don't
bringing
think
in.
Pierce Brosnan was.
They brought in older leading ladies too, because Pierce.
No, they had a couple older. And
Who
they
was
made
the
a huge
Asian lady
deal about it.
with Pierce? That was a good one. That was one with the guy who was trying to control the media of the world.
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot.
Oh, it was a good one. The stealth boat. He had the stealth boat.
So
Super
how
awesome.
old was Halle Berry when she was?
She was older too. How old was she when she did Monsters Ball with fucking
Oh.
Billy Bob Thornton in that scene? Scene 16, Make Me Feel Good. That's
Okay.
what it's called.
I understand that, but she and Billy Bob Thornton aren't that much different in age.
Well, they may have been at the time. No?
They're if they're not
How
that much
is-
different in age now, they wouldn't have been that much different in age then.
That's
either.
true. That's true. That's
Ooh-wee.
true. You got me there. But I think
Okay,
they
he
are
was
different.
42 when he debuted as James Bond in GoldenEye and retired his role at 51.
Okay. Well, how old were his leading ladies?
How old?
I don't remember who his I remember there was an Asian girl, and it wasn't Lucy Liu. It was, I can't remember her name.
What wasn't Halle Berry with him?
Was Halle Berry with? I don't know. I know they had, there were some of the worst, but also, I mean, it developed GoldenEye. GoldenEye had, oh wait, no, Christmas. What's her name? Who married Charlie Sheen at one time? She was supposed to be some, like, super physicist, and and no one believed it. Like, she was dumb as shit. In real life and in the movie. But, yeah, oh, her last name was Christmas. Yeah. I can't remember the other one. Should we move on?
Yeah, we probably should.
Okay.
Because this is going to take some.
How long have we been on for?
Oh, I have no idea.
Let's get to the Bernard Gore.
Okay.
We'll go straight to Bernard.
Okay. What's who? Oh,
Bernard Gore.
Okay, yeah.
He was a 71-year-old man, and he planned to meet his wife and daughter at a Sydney mall. I assume we're talking about Australia here.
Yes, we are.
After shopping, but mistakenly he exited through a door into a confusing stairwell. He was found dead 3 weeks later, unable to find his way out.
So,
How confusing are they building these malls in Sydney?
hold on. He's 71. There may have been some Alzheimer's going on. You know, people, a 71-year-old with a little bit of dementia or Alzheimer's shouldn't be driving either.
Yeah.
I mean, you've heard the stories. People get lost driving.
He had planned to meet his wife.
I
Where are they
understand
looking
that.
for him, though?
Okay,
They knew
hold
where he
on.
was.
Hold on.
Okay.
I looked this up.
Okay.
So, Tasmanian man, Bernard Gore's death in Sydney stairwell ruled result of misadventure, in quotes, by coroner. So,
That must mean something else than it
right,
does
I'm
here.
assuming it just
Yeah.
means he got lost.
Yeah.
So he
Misadventure.
died inside a fire escape stairwell at a Westfield shopping center in Bondi Junction. So,
Ooh, Bondi.
it says, efforts to find a Hobart man who went missing in a Sydney shopping center were hampered by inadequate search procedures and ineffective communication.
Sons of bitches.
So he went to meet his wife for lunch at the complex during a visit to Sydney on January 6th.
That's
After he did
somebody's
not
birthday.
arrive, this was in 2017.
Okay.
And this story was published December 20th, my birthday, 2020. Okay. So,
When you turned 23.
okay. 2020, I turned 40.
No, we don't need to disclose our actual information.
Oh, well, whatever. So,
No, people know.
okay, anyways, so he went to meet his wife for lunch. He did not arrive. His wife began searching, eventually making a report to police. His body was found in a stairwell on January 27th, 21 days after he was reported missing. So he was found 3 weeks later.
And to die on the stairs. That
So-
sucks.
The deputy state coroner made a series of recommendations to improve searches for missing persons.
There's a little bug in here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's a little gnat.
Yeah.
So, the distress that he must have felt after 12:50 p.m. on the 6th of January 2017, and the uncertainty and anguish that his family must have felt in the hours, days, and weeks that followed is unimaginable. So,
That sucks.
hold on.
Did it say that he just got... Okay.
I'm looking.
So he got
His
confused.
improvements were, okay, so his recommendations were improvements in the police standard operating procedures for dealing with missing persons report. They identify and emphasize the importance of gathering CCTV footage.
So they're a little bit behind us
Right,
and a
as
lot of
far
shit.
as So
especially.
shopping center owner, center group updated its lost and found children and vulnerable people policy.
We would have had a silver alert out like
Right.
that.
Yeah. So
Boom with the silver
his
alert.
wife of 50 years, and his daughter. It was over the Christmas New Year holiday.
Damn, that sucks.
So
At least they had their last Christmas.
they had done this a number of times previously. Mr. Gore left, I guess, his daughter's apartment before his wife.
So he'd been there.
To walk to the shopping center.
Go Blackhawks. And then he gets in there and he gets lost. And
it is most likely that by January 9th, security had formed the view, like police, that he had not arrived at Westfield.
I want to find out where this stairwell is and use it to get in the mall because it is not being guarded.
Of CCTV footage and the searches for Westfield have been performed up to this point in time.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Don't get lost in Sydney malls.
No physical search of the fire stairs was ever conducted.
Why would he go in there?
If there's a door, you should have checked it. That's
I know.
Standard.
Yeah, they're just not good at. I don't know why Australia would be bad at finding people.
Yeah.
I guess they just didn't give a fuck enough. That's my. Because I'm sure people get lost in Australia all the time. It's a very
Cause
big
of death
place.
not determined. The court heard Mr. Gore had been prescribed a drug to treat dementia.
Oh, there it was.
His son had bought him a watch with GPS tracking ability, but it was not working at the time that he went missing.
He didn't charge
was
it.
not wearing it.
Oh.
So
Son of a
he
bitch.
did have, and it was, okay. There was no finding for cause of death, but that the psychological environment and physiological stressors that he would have experienced as a result of being in the stairwell were possibly significant contributors to his death.
I'd have been banging on fucking doors and shit. Just getting out of breath going up and down steps.
Right, and it's very possible he could have panicked, had a heart attack.
Yeah, that probably was early on.
And they said within 3 days.
Oh, he was dead within 3?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just didn't find him for 3 weeks.
Damn. Well, Mr. Gore.
That's a shopping mall. How did
you and your wife, Tipper,
smell?
right? There's good seals on those doors.
Apparently.
There's a fire escape.
Good fire escape.
So, congrats on building your fire escapes, Australia. Fucking F on your finding old people skills.
Right. Poor family.
Poor Gores. Bye, Tipper.
No, don't.